No intro music. No special greeting right now. Shit, I wasn't even gonna go on the air at all this week. But I am about to blow up, okay? I'm supposed to be up at like 7 tomorrow to go to work. I really should be going to bed right now. But god damn it, I have just about had enough. I was watching the Red Wings tonight. That had me mad for a little while, because they're blowing the series against Chicago, but that's a sports topic. And that's not what I'm here to yell about, okay? Memorial Day was today, and for 15 more minutes as I'm talking right now. And this is a holiday where we are supposed to honor those who died for our freedoms. Of course, with the way we're going in this country, I don't honestly believe that people dying overseas has really helped our freedoms recently. So, here's the hoping that you didn't die in vain, and that you at least believed in something. This is not a bashing of the troops. I don't do that. This is a bashing of the U.S. government and what is going on here at home as our Constitution is being shredded apart. I want to start with a story that when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure if it was true. I didn't want to believe it was true. But it is true. I've had a couple of friends who've shared it on Facebook, but I'm the only one who ever pays attention to it because most people on Facebook are more interested in seeing pictures of people going to concerts or ball games or cuddling with their cats or their boyfriends. And they don't want to see about how what they post on Facebook could cause them to face 20 years in prison. Yes, lyrics, prison. A teenager in the state of Massachusetts, an 18-year-old by the name of Cameron D'Ambrosio, is being held without bail and facing terrorism charges and 20 years in prison over rap lyrics. While rap may not have existed back when our Constitution was formulated, free speech still covers music, okay? You know, more than 20 years ago, a rapper by the name of Ice-T had a song by the name of Cop Killer. 20 years later, he still hasn't killed any cops. So, what makes this person a threat? Posted these lyrics. Okay. He lived near Boston. And yes, he made some references to the Boston bombings. It can be expected, right? But he wasn't responsible for it. And sure, he was skipping school when he posted these lyrics, but he's 18. He's allowed to skip school. And it's totally irrelevant. Now, here are some of the lyrics that he posted. In fact, here are the lyrics. Quote, I'm not in reality, so when you see me, expletive, go insane and make the news, the paper, and the expletive federal house of horror, known as the White House, don't expletive cry or be worried because all you people, expletive, caused this expletive. To be clear, it says expletive where I'm reading. I wouldn't be censoring it if I knew what he actually said. Then he said, expletive a Boston bomb. Wait till you see the expletive I do. I'ma be famous rapping and beat every murder charge that comes across me. Last time I checked, you're not allowed to charge people for crimes that they haven't actually committed. Now, let's look up the government's definition of terrorism, shall we? The definition of terrorism. Let's see. Terrorism definition. And, here we are. The definition of terrorism, as I'm waiting for it to load, is terrorism is the systematic use of terror, often violent, especially as a means of coercion, In the international community, however, terrorism has no legally binding criminal law definition. Common definitions of terrorism refer only to those violent acts which are intended to create fear, are perpetrated for a religious, political, or ideological goal, and deliberately target or disregard the safety of civilians. Some definitions now include acts of unlawful violence in war. But are people's Facebook rants really how we're going to set the bar now? Someone gets creative, posts some lyrics, he's trying to be cutting edge, and now you're going to call him a criminal. Now, they searched his house, and you know what they found? Nothing! No evidence that he was planning any violence, but a judge still ordered him held without bail for the next 3 months, pending trial. Oh, you can believe this is going to go on his criminal record. And of course, the local media has also been quick to sensationalize the story and demonize him. That makes me feel really good, especially as someone who, is studying to go into the media and may find myself at said station someday. What the hell? These mindless journalists out there. Yeah, let's demonize this kid just to get some headlines, because that's so... And let's just scare the people. Because that's what it is. It's a fear machine. And if you go against the fear machine, you're the crazy one. People will listen to me and perceive me as the crazy one, even though we're going to hell in a handbasket, essentially, with no evidence that he was planning any violence. He posted some lyrics. Well, we better lock him up just to make sure they don't do anything bad to us. What? You afraid of him, huh? I thought that when the government was afraid of people, that was liberty. And when we feared the government, that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is what we call tyranny. And this is, as the federal government is pursuing charges, this is what I call an example of friendly neighborhood fascism. And you target someone who hasn't even done anything. He posts some lyrics on social media, and he's gonna have to spend his entire 20s in prison if he's convicted of this. And even if he is acquitted, this is still going to go on his record, and statists all across the country are going to hold this against him forever. So, there were also more before the charges were even filed. Local newspapers were posting pictures from his Facebook and pointing to, quote-unquote, disturbing posts like, quote, fuck politics, fuck Obama, fuck the government. This is free speech that is supposed to be protected by our First Amendment, who our soldiers are allegedly fighting to protect. Once again, not blaming soldiers. To be clear, I'm just using the whole Memorial Day thing as an example here as to what exactly is happening here. That even though we have people dying for our freedom, stuff like this is still happening. And there's nothing they can do about that. This is all on the government and the general electorate. But essentially, I know so many people who have said stuff like, fuck the government. Okay, there's a Facebook page called Fuck the Government that I'm a member of. That a few thousand people at least are a member of. In fact, you know what? Let's get technical. Let me look it up right now. Facebook. There's a page called Fuck the Government, and let's see is exactly how many people like this. Oh, 61,591 people like this page. You gonna prosecute 61,591 people, including myself, because it's disturbing that we have those thoughts? That some of us are actually capable of seeing what you're doing to us and yelling about this? And, but I don't blame him. Okay, what is so disturbing about fuck politics? Fuck Obama, fuck the government. Oh, yeah, you know what's disturbing about it? Is that some people just don't bend over and take your tyranny in the ass. That's what's disturbing about it. Some people aren't giving you consent. So, naturally, people feel threatened. The institution feels threatened. Now, Massachusetts law is pretty clear about what constitutes a terroristic threat, though. The statement has to claim that there is a weapon or a bomb and or threaten a specific place or location with the intent of causing disruption. What this guy did with his lyrics was he compared his rap aspirations with the amount of media coverage tragedy that happened in Boston. That is while that's a little bit of a generous interpretation, he definitely didn't have a weapon or a bomb. You can't dispute that, because he searched his house. Because Facebook posts like this constitute a warrant now. So, yeah, there's the Fourth Amendment, the loosely interpreted Fourth Amendment, the most easy to abuse amendment in the Constitution. Right there. And, he referred about what happened with the Boston bombing. That already happened. He's not threatening another one. So, and he referred to the White House as a federal house of horror. That doesn't mean he was looking to blow it up. Maybe he just wants to make the news over how innovative and great his music is. The kid has dreams. Now, he's going to end up possibly behind bars in prison. And, I mean, this guy, he lived in a small town outside of Boston, had his whole life ahead of him. And he could just spend the next 20 years in prison over this. I don't know how more people aren't getting mad about this. You know, we all post on Facebook. And we have bad days. We have feelings that we share to the world now. Everything is viral. And free speech is supposed to transition to all mediums that we use. Don't try to blame the kid for being irresponsible with his postings. One argument that I could hear from someone, especially someone like the friendly neighborhood fascist, could try to play devil's advocate and say, well, you know, people ought to know that ever since, you know, incidents like Columbine and 9/11, people take stuff like this more seriously, so you have to be careful what you post. What a cop-out. Let's not fix the real problem and just tell people to bend over and accept the fact that the First Amendment isn't what it's supposed to be. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And keep electing these people. I can't even sleep right now. So pissed about this. I had a really good day, though. I enjoyed my Memorial Day. I really did. But then, well, I knew about this yesterday. But you want to add that up. Add that with another violation. Of course, I post these to Facebook. No one cares. I don't get any likes. I don't get any comments. I got one comment about my story about the kid facing prison, and it was from the friendly neighborhood fascist. He's the only one who acknowledged it. He said to me, I was about to laugh at you until I found this. And he looked it up. He fact-checked it for me on Snopes.com, which is a website that confirms and denies these types of stories. And the claim was that an 18-year-old student was arrested on terrorism charges over material he posted on Facebook. And guess what? It's true. Yeah. There are new